Hello! Welcome to another episode of Crow Bites. This is where I share bite-sized information about weird things I've encountered playing fighting games. Today, we're talking about Kinnikuman Muscle Grand Prix and its stun system. Most fighting games have their own way of building combos, be it juggles, links, or what have you. But the way Kinnikuman builds combos is really interesting because not only do the combos shape the way that your damage output is delivered, but it's also built into the way the game is played from like a footsie and mix-up standpoint. Really quickly, just to get the basics out of the way, Kinnikuman is a very simple game with attacks, throws, and that's it. There's not really hit levels, although you can jump low attacks and go under high attacks. And these mechanics are all very interesting and unique in their own way, but I think I'm going to save those for a later video. There's a lot of weird stuff to talk about in this game. There's not too many other games in this world that play like it. What's most important to understand about this game is that there's three different types of stun. There's no stun, which is most moves in the game. There's light stun, and there's heavy stun. If you hit someone in heavy stun, you get the next level down light stun, and if you hit someone in light stun, you get a reset state, which goes into a hard knockdown, but you can also hit people during that state and get a small float. Sort of Tekken-esque, but that's it's a little different. It's not as free with the hitboxes, and that's a subject for another video, the hitboxes in this game. The way Kinnikuman makes this work, and honestly I'm surprised there aren't more wrestling fighting games that use a system like this, because I think it's really interesting. You have different throws that all have the same input, but you get different results based on what stun you do the throw in. So if I press this button while they're in heavy stun, I'll get this throw. But if I press this same button when they're in light stun, I'll get a completely different throw. And some of these throws let you follow up afterwards with guaranteed combos. Sometimes it's ground hits, sometimes it's a full juggle. It really just depends on the character you're playing as. And there's a lot of variety between the different characters using what seems like a very simple system for combo building. And because of this, stun manipulation is very important in this game because you can work some pretty silly resets just by manipulating when you do certain things. Like, oh, you're in heavy stun, you would expect me to do a throw. Maybe I just jab you and then try to do like a throw attack reset or something like that. But none of this approaches what I think is by far the most interesting and unique aspect of stun in this game, and that's the way it's tied into ropes. So this game is a wrestling game, obviously, but it's still got a very arcadey fighting game sort of feel. And the major push-pull of the way this game is played, and the meta, if you will, is you're always trying to push someone towards the rope. So in this game, you can technically react to all the mix-ups, for the most part. If you just hold guard, you can block strings all day long, and the way you break throws is you press guard and back, and you can do this while also holding guard. Like, you just hold guard and oh, there's a throw animation, press back. The throws are very slow in this game. Fastest one I was able to find was 23. I haven't tested every throw in the game, I just did a couple of quick tests, but for the most part they're all reactable. But if you sit there and turtle up all day, you open yourself up to getting pushed into the ropes. When you get pushed into the ropes, you go into an automatic state that the opponent can use to get a new type of stun. And then that's what the entire game is built around. It's built around stun optimization, stun resets, and pushing people towards the ropes with footsies, which is very possible to do thanks to the very tight hitboxes in this game. Hitboxes are so close to the actual limb that it's to a fault, but once again, I might talk about that in a separate video. But yeah, I really just wanted to bring up this game, A, because I don't think there's a whole lot of information out there about this game, and that's really unfortunate because the game is so good, but it never made it to stateside. Crow, how are you playing this video game? Shut up. This is a game that I could probably lose a lot of time talking about, so just add that to the list of games that we'll be exploring weird mechanics of in the future. A lot of these first videos are me just establishing a list of games that have blown my mind at some point, and eventually I'm gonna hit an end and we'll just rotate back around to Soul Calibur 2, I imagine. But that's it. I'll catch you next time with some more weird stuff. You got some video game knowledge you're hiding from me? How dare you? You should be sending that information to me at Shoryuken.com's tip line. Put the link below. Please? Please do it. I like sharing game knowledge. I'm hoping you do too. Anyways, that's it. Goodbye!